The Nova is back! And for just 20 points of Autumn in Series 27, this can be yours too. This thing has 350 brake horsepower and 360 foot-pounds of torque. It weighs 3,146 pounds and has a 5.35 litre American muscle engine. I mean, it's an American muscle car. If I had a Japanese engine, I'd be quite surprised. You can also find this car in Forza Horizon 4, where it looks pretty much the same, but I've got to admit, for a car from the 60s, I do very much like the style of it. And now, to the inside, it does actually look pretty decent with one really interesting looking speedometer. And now we'll go ahead and take a listen to the 5.3 litre Turbofire engine. So here we are now over at the upgrade shop, and the first thing we're going to do is go straight to conversion and then over to engine swaps, because we have got ourselves a 6.2 litre V8, a 6.7 litre V8 turbo diesel, a 8.4 litre V10, a 7.7 litre V12, 8.9 litre V8 dual supercharged engine, and a 7.4 litre V8 twin turbo capable of 1,750 brake horsepower. And ironically, although the engine is called the Turbofire, there is no turbo from stock, but you can go ahead and add twin turbos or a supercharger. Going to aero and appearance, we've just got plastic for the front bumper. What do we have for the rear wing? Also more plastic, which is kind of sad. And then we've got one duct, an intake duct thingy here. I don't know what to call this thing, somebody tell me. And then we can go ahead and have the engine sticking out of the bonnet, or hood if you're American. And of course, like last week, we can go ahead and up the rear tyre profile size as well, just in case. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and build this thing up to A, and I'll be right with you. If you got this far into the video, feel free to consider giving it a little bit of a like, and maybe a subscribe while you're at it. So after a little bit of building, we're at A764 with 376 brake horsepower and 2,500 and something pounds for only 40,150 credits. Going over to paint, we've got nothing in advance once again, and we have got, oh, that's a lot of colours. Okay, deep breath for this one, methinks. Right, ready? Here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different colours for this thing. That is the most amount of colours we've had on a car in this game in quite some time. And for your viewing pleasure, we have 3 shades of Forza Horizon Ketchup. Honestly, I really do like how this car looks, and I'd love to see one of these in person, but alas, I am from the UK, where cars like this just don't really exist over here unless you know exactly who has them, where to find them, and where the nearest car show is that doesn't get cancelled due to the weather. And away we go. We are once again on one of the newer tracks in the game because, well, it's here, we might as well use it. But we've got our Chevrolet Nova, we've got ourselves 370 brake horsepower, roughly thereabouts. Oh dear me, and a slight collision with the, what is that, a Dodge Coroner? I don't know. As it turns out, it was. Honestly, I am enjoying the addition of new tracks so far, and this one is so close to one that I usually race on that it is just, it's just nice. I like it. Alright, let's see, how do we do? Oh, we're drifty, which is kind of, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't expect this thing to be drifty. It's an American muscle car. Those things usually are kind of all over the place. But, I mean, we're in first now, so I'll take that. And brake, 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 brake. Ow! Honestly, the linear Costera Sprint, I don't know what it's called, but it's... Oh, hello, where did you come from? This particular track is a pretty decent addition because not only does it take the parts of the Descenso Sprint, which are really, really, you know, sort of high speed, but it also adds in a few more tight, twistier corners, just because it's then kind of like the perfect mix of a very, very fast part of track and a lot of twisty corners, and it just kind of levels itself out to make a really nice sprint race. So one of the things I rarely say about this game, well done Playground, you did good. Oh wow, that lot are very, very angry. But it is not a problem to us because across the line we go through a nice little bit of a water splash there with a first place. Come on, did we expect anything else? Alrighty, we are now back at the upgrade shop after what was actually a pretty good race indeed, but now we're going all-wheel drive. We are going with the horrendously huge 7.4 litre V8 twin turbo. I'm not failing at words, shush. And of course we're going with the, oh, we can put white walls on this thing, that's cool. But we're going with the drag tyres, and of course we've got those about as wide as we can already, which I kind of totally didn't forget about. And then we're upgrading the rear tyre profile size, and that should be pretty much all we need to do to make this thing a little bit of a drag build. Although we all know flames are an absolute must. Now, I had some people ask me in the last video for where my drag tunes are for this thing. I don't usually publish them because I don't usually save them. But if you want to see specific drag tunes for any of the cars that you see featured, let me know in the comments. And a little bit of building later, we're at 2,750 pounds in weight and 1,750 brake horsepower, and just barely in the top of S2. So here we are now at the edge of the Horizon first. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of a wheelie check out of this thing. What do we have? Anything? Something. It tells me two things. It's either going to be great or horrendous. Oh well, hello there. Anyway, let's go ahead and get ourselves lined up, get our launch control ready. Okay, this Dodge wants to get a head start on us. Nope, no thank you. Sorry, I wanted to do speeches and stuff, but yeah, no. We've got a Dodge to take down. Anyway, going through 200 miles an hour here, and through the camera at 220.76, and off the end of the runway at 245, and no brakes! Seriously, why does this always happen to me? Alright, now let's go ahead and put this thing back on to some semi-slick tyres, and go and bring the tyre profile size back down a little bit, go and find a new suspension, and then go and tweak that. We could be here a while. But before we do any of that, here's the storm season for the Forza Horizon shop. We've got ourselves the Pro 2 truck, we've got ourselves a pencil dress, the thumbs up emote, we've got the Diverty drift truck, the Horizon wheel spin, and the Horizon super wheel spin. Well, hello there. Anyway, now we are over at the edge of the motorway, so on the launch control, and away we go. Let's go ahead and see what top speed we get out of this thing. And the fact we had wheel spin through 3 gears does concern me. Come on, is it going to make the turn? Is it going to make the turn? Very sideways, but we did make it, and out of the speed zone at 270.51 miles an hour with the downhill and speed camera still to go. Speed camera should be, there it is, 274.34 miles an hour. We've passed the person that passed us at the start of this motorway run, and going downhill, we got ourselves, we did get 277 for a second, which is honestly pretty decent indeed. And now, on the brakes. Please tell me this thing's actually going to stop, preferably before I run out of tyre. Now here we are over at the drift zone that we always go to. Let's go ahead and find out what this thing will do going through here. I'm aiming for hopefully a 30,000 at the very least. This thing has gotten a lot more sideways than I actually thought it would do. So, you know, we're going to get a pretty decent score. And we did it, 39,468 points. And more wheel spin than you can shake a stick out. Or a tyre. I don't know, does that work? Now here we go for another attempt going back the other way. Let's go ahead, chuck this thing in here, get very sideways, hopefully miss the bridge. We did. Okay, that's kind of rare. That never usually happens. And out the other side at 32,888 points and 1 wall. Now I know somebody that knows how to tune these things is probably going to do a lot better job than I am, because I just kind of threw this tune together in the vague hopes that it works, and it did. But in the meantime, that is definitely going to be this video on the 1960s Chevrolet Nova. It is definitely worth picking up indeed, and that was very, very cool way to park. I'm kind of proud of that. But I'll go ahead and see you all in the next one. Feel free to go ahead and pick up this car, and yeah, it is actually pretty cool. But thank you very much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Tech out. See ya. And away!